Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we're taking a look at Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR from the Astral Radiance expansion set. Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR has 270 HP, 2 retreat cost, no resistance, and is weak to grass. Its main attack is Merciless Blade. For 2 dark energies, it will deal 110 plus damage. But if your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters on it, this attack will deal 220 damage instead. And its V-Star power ability is Mooncleave Star. During your turn, you may put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Now, while you can only use this ability once during a game, and while it may seem like a very weak ability, it does what it's meant to do. Especially most V-Stars have 280 HP. With this ability, you can put the prerequisite of an existing damage counter to your opponent's Pokemon to increase SAMUROTT V-Star's attack. And with that said, you'll actually be dealing 260 total damage to your opponent's Pokemon, and 290 damage if you have a choice belt equipped, increasing your attack damage by 30 more when going against a V Pokemon. That's a one-hit knockout against any V-Star in the game. Unfortunately, its basic stage is pretty weak, so we won't even talk about it. It's just basically there to evolve into the V-Star form. There are more ways to put the initial damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. First, we'll be utilizing the Gapejaw Bog Stadium. Each time either player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand to the bench, deal 2 damage counters on those Pokemon. While this will also damage your Pokemon when you set them up, I added 1 copy of Freshwater Set to heal all our Pokemon by 20 HP. This will offset any damage we receive. I also have a copy of Galarian Zigzagoon with the Headbutt Tantrum ability. If you put it from your hand to your bench, you can put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon, and you can use the Scoop Up Net to reuse this ability. And I also have this Inteleon with a quick shooting ability. Once per turn, you can put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. And of course, along with this, we have Sobble and Drizzile with the Shady Dealings ability so that we can find our trainer cards from our deck. And as an extra precaution, I added 1 copy of Galarian Moltres as our backup attacker. This has the ability Malevolent Charge. If you put this from your hand onto your bench, you can accelerate 2 basic dark energy from your hand onto this Pokemon. And it has a powerful attack, Fiery Wrath. For 2 dark and 1 colorless energy, this attack deals 20 plus damage and 50 more damage for each prize your opponent has already taken. So late game, this can be very useful, with its attack dealing anywhere from 20 to 270 damage. In this deck, I have my usual consistency and support Pokemon, Snorlax, Radiant Venusaur, and Manaphy. And for the other cards worth noting, I have 2 Avery. This is great for disruption, forcing your opponent to discard their bench Pokemon until they only have 3 left. But then you also get to draw 3 cards. And finally, to help power up our attacks, I have a full set of Dark Patch, which allows you to accelerate a dark energy from the discard pile to one of your dark type Pokemon in your bench. And that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR. Alright, let's get right into our first match. My opponent chooses to go first. And we are going to start with a Sobble in the active spot. Alright, because that's the easiest to retreat. We also have Radiant Venusaur to go on the bench. And what is this? Kricketot. Alright, so they have, I think that evolves into Kricketune. If I'm not mistaken, they might be using the one that increases HP. So extra HP to their grass type Pokemon, I guess. Marnie, alright. They can't use Marnie right now, so we got Professor's Research though. I'll put 1 energy on Sobble, and I'll just use Avery because I don't want to discard any of my cards on hand because I need those Drizziles, and we're just going to keep calling for 1 more Sobble. So with the Gapejaw Bog Stadium in play, each time my opponent puts a Pokemon, a basic Pokemon onto their bench from their hand, it's going to receive 2 damage counters, and once we set up our SAMUROTT VSTAR, it's going to be easier for us to hit for a lot of damage. They're going to evolve into Kricketune, and they're going to Marnie. Okay, we got Gormandize Snorlax though, so that's good. What I could do is Gormandize the next turn. Alright, so this build looks to be Lilligant V-Star. Alright, this is a unique matchup for sure. It's refreshing to see other builds being played in the ladder right now. So what we're gonna do is retreat into Snorlax. Having 1 energy in the discard pile is good too. And I'm just gonna stall by bossing their Lilligant V in the active spot, and we're just gonna Gormandize. So the reason for that is because if they use Gardenia's Vigor, that one accelerates energy to their benched Pokemon. So with Lilligant in the active spot, they won't be able to energize it as easily. But they have another Lilligant V in the bench. So, alright. They're able to retreat it. Alright. Never mind. So they have Mew in the active spot. That's going to help them find item cards on the top 7 cards of their deck. They get a level ball. And a Flapple. Alright. So Flapple has an ability that puts 2 damage counters to one of our Pokemon. One of its opponent's Pokemon. They also have Manaphy, which doesn't really matter in this build because for the most part we are dealing damage counters, not attack damage to their bench. Our Gape Bog Stadium didn't help much because they just took it out. But now we have another one. But I think that's just going to affect us more than their Pokemon because they already have their bench pretty much filled. So before we put that into play, I'm just going to set up my Hisuian SAMUROTT, then re-replace our Gape Bog Stadium, and we're just going to Gormandize. Alright, we got a Drizzile, so we can actually use that to get a trainer card from our deck. We can evolve into SAMUROTT V-Star on our next turn. But the thing with this matchup though is that SAMUROTT V-Star is weak against grass type. So we are actually at a disadvantage to this matchup, and it's not going to be as simple as knocking out one of our opponent's Pokemon and then, you know, feel safe about it, because they could easily just knock us out even with minimal damage. For the meantime, I think I could get Boss's Order, but I'll just get a Choice Belt just to make sure we are able to knock out their V-Star in the first place. But again, since we are weak against grass, I think it's best if we have 2 Hisuian SAMUROTT V-Star available to us in case they target the other one. Let me just get a Quick Ball. Then I can discard Manaphy. I don't think they're using anything to hit our bench, so I feel okay just using that and setting up another SAMUROTT V. And so now we should have 2 SAMUROTT V-Stars available in the next turn. And we have 2 Quick Shooting Inteleons available as well. So we can deal even more chip damage to our opponent's Pokemon. And that should guarantee us a knockout at some point. You know, it's so sad though that SAMUROTT V, the basic Pokemon, is so useless. Its first attack only discards tool cards and that's it. And then the other one requires 3 energies. Let's evolve our Inteleons first, and then we can evolve into another Hisuian SAMUROTT V-Star, a gold Hisuian SAMUROTT V-Star. And what I could do is actually get a knockout off of this Mew. We're just going to use our ability. That's a cheeky knockout, 1 prize, so now they have to choose. Alright, they just present their Lilligant V-Star in the active. 240 damage. 220. Oh, we're short 20 damage. So we're not getting a knockout here. But what I could do is just use Merciless Blade, deal 220 damage. They could knock out my Hisuian SAMUROTT V-Star. I mean, they don't have a lot of energies on their Lilligant, so we might just be able to survive an attack here. Or if my opponent can even attack. But even if they knock out my Hisuian SAMUROTT, we can just quick shooting this Lilligant V-Star and get a knockout, get 2 prizes, and they are gonna boss my Snorlax in the active though, so we have to figure out how to get it out of the active before we can move on. But at least we're guaranteed a knockout on our next turn. They're gonna use Star Perfume, Lilligant V-Star's V-Star ability, and that's gonna get them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grass type Pokemon and or energies from their deck, and they also have Shaman. Okay. I think what's lacking in their setup right now is energizing their Pokemon, because all I see is 2 energies right now. They're I don't know if they don't have enough Gardenia's Vigor. Okay, we got water. Let's quick shooting and get a knockout off of their active first. Bro, I forgot about Cricketune. What is up with that? No, okay. Well, it is what it is. I'm just gonna... Let me use the water first. Let's heal that. And then I'm just gonna Gormandize. Okay, well... I can quick shooting Lilligant in the next turn to get a knockout. That's gonna get us 2 prizes. And then whatever they present in the active spot, we can try and knock out with our Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR. Okay, they have a Gardenia's Vigor. They might be able to accelerate energies finally, but no, they're just gonna switch into Shaman V. You know what? I think I misread Cricketune. I thought the HP was for Pokemon with grass type energies, but I guess it's any grass type Pokemon in general. Alright, so I misread that. So their Lilligant survives. Again, we can quick shooting it in the next turn. They're going to use their Shaman V-Star to revenge blast our Snorlax into the discard pile. Can we quick shooting the Shaman though? We put another... You know, I'll put Sobble. Can use Drizzile. Get another trainer card if we need it. See, 270. We're dealing 220 damage, 40, 50, 60. Yeah, unfortunately with the 2 Inteleons, we're still not getting a knockout. So I think what I'm gonna do is just knock out their Lilligant. Right? So that's gonna get us 2 prizes. Escape Rope. And an energy, alright. I mean, I could use Escape Rope, actually. 270. I could retreat my SAMUROTT as well. I'll just use Escape Rope, it's fine. So whatever they present in the active spot. A Manaphy, okay, Manaphy. Yeah, I think I could get a knockout here, but I'll have to use the SAMUROTT with no Choice Belt, because Choice Belt can increase our attack. I can use Avery. They have to discard 1 card now. Most likely, they're just going to discard Flapple, because they need that extra HP to their Pokemon. It's taking a while for my opponent to decide. Yep, there it is. And we're just going to use Merciless Blade to knock out this Manaphy. And now we're down to our last 2 prizes. As long as we can knock out the Shaman V-Star, we should be home free. And the fact that it has less HP than Lilligant makes it a lot easier for us to take care of. And they're just going to knock out our SAMUROTT, but that's going to be game. Yep. we should be dealing enough damage, and with the Inteleon, we can chip away at their Shaman V-Star. So now it has 250 HP, 230 HP. Yeah, that should be enough. Merciless Blade for the knockout, dealing 250 damage for the win. Good game. Not too bad. Alright, moving on to our next match. Now, I'm showcasing this Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR because I think of the 3 starters, this is the most playable of the 3. And we're going up against a Dialga VSTAR. Alright, and this deck looks to be blinged out. It has so many gold cards in there. That's pretty cool. Let me start setting up my Sobble Inteleon line. Put an energy in the active spot, and we're just gonna pass. So I can use Drizzile, probably get Marnie or something. They're also using Temple of Sinnoh, but we're not using any special energies in this build, so that really doesn't affect us. Okay, they have Mew. That's gonna gold Mew. Bro, this is a gold deck. They even have gold Zacian. It's amazing. And they're gonna Marnie. Alright, so now we have to reanalyze the cards we have on hand, and it's not gonna help. But you know what? At least we got Evolution Incense that can get us a Drizzile, and I'm probably just gonna get either a Marnie or a Professor's Research so that we can draw into more cards. They don't have a gold Quick Ball though, so they're still missing that. Bronzor. Alright, so most probably that's the Bronzong that evolves into the Bronzong that transfers energies. Dialga V, alright. Bro, that's the alternate art. Gold Metal Saucer. Gold trekking shoes, man. My eyes. My eyes. Gold Muse. Wow. Intrepid Sword. Draw 3 cards. End their turn. Alright. We get a Snorlax. That's pretty cool. Let's use Dark Patch while we still can. I could actually just... Yeah, let me use Drizzile. Evolve this. So I was thinking of evolving into SAMUROTT VSTAR, but we're not dealing a lot of damage, so let's get Professor's Research. Alright, we got Escape Rope. I could just use Snorlax for now, because we can't evolve into SAMUROTT VSTAR either. Then I can set up another Sobble. That way we can have at least 2 Inteleon lines and be able to spread damage counters at some point in the future. Let's see what we got here. Can set up Zigzagoon. Can put a chip damage to their Dialga. I'm thinking Dialga, yeah. That's just gonna set it up the next turn. And then we're just gonna Escape Rope. I'm gonna switch into Snorlax, draw into more cards, and then go from there. Alright, so they're gonna switch into their other Mew. Gabe Jawbog Stadium is a little bit of a late comer here. They already have a full bench. But we can use Avery, have them discard at least 2, and then we can use Gabe Jawbog Stadium. So when they re-replace their basic Pokemon on their bench, it's gonna receive 2 damage counters. Alrighty. We have Evolution Incense, so we can evolve into SAMUROTT VSTAR for sure. But once we use our Avery, Most likely they're just gonna discard their Mew and their other Dialga V. Another scoop up net. So if they scoop this up, they can use their other Mew again. That's the only thing with this new Mew, because it only picks out the item cards. Sometimes you just get into this... what's the word I'm looking for? This rotation. Because you're not getting any item cards that's going to help out. It's just between your Mew. You're just... I mean, you're thinning out your deck, but still. All you're burning out is the scoop up nets and an air balloon, you know? So I'm just going to put the Gape Jawbog Stadium, use Avery, draw into 3 cards. We got 2 more quick balls, which we don't really need right now, but at least we can evolve into Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR. But yeah, my opponent has a very hard decision here. I think they need Bronzong for sure. So sure enough, they discard their Mew and their other Dialga V. So we can evolve into another SAMUROTT VSTAR, but I think quick shooting is the best option. That way we can start spreading damage counters to our opponent. And I can actually knock out this Mew in the active spot. It's going to get us 1 prize ahead of our opponent. We discard this. And we just quick shooting. Just quick shooting their Mew. Use this ability. That's 1 prize for us. 1 extra energy. All right, cool. And we're just gonna Gormandize. So we need to switch out our Snorlax out of the active first. That's our next priority. They evolve into Dialga VSTAR, Gold Dialga VSTAR, I might add. And if they get enough energies, they can transfer 1 energy right now, but they're still not able to use their VSTAR power attack. So that's good. I think Avery slowed them down a little bit, because with that extra energy on Dialga, they could have transferred that other energy onto this one, but they're just gonna Intrepid Sword. If that was me, I would have actually just knocked out Snorlax, get a prize, even out the prize. So now we have an upper hand here, but you know what? We still can't get our Snorlax out of the active, so it's fine. I'm gonna use Marnie, and then go from there. Okay, we got a Drizzile. So we can switch out our Snorlax and then start attacking their Dialga VSTAR. Right? Could get a Choice Belt though. Yeah, you know what? I'll just do that. Let's put a Choice Belt here. I'm taking a risk here because if they're able to use their VSTAR power attack, they get 2 turns in a row. And if they manage to boss our Hisuian SAMUROTT, then it's such a waste. But at least we have another one. So we can set up another SAMUROTT VSTAR. But with that 1 extra, or 2 damage counters to their Dialga VSTAR already, we can evolve into another Inteleon on our next turn. And then we should be able to knock out this Dialga easily. But they need boss's orders to actually target our Pokemon. They're gonna knock out our Snorlax. That gets them another turn because they do use their VSTAR power attack. So I'm just gonna present them my Zigzagoon. We have a scoop up anyways. If they decide not to attack, you can just get it out of the active spot and then you can knock out their Dialga VSTAR. So it has 280 HP. We're dealing 220. They already have 260 HP left. 220. Yeah, we're dealing enough damage. 2 Inteleons, 220 damage, and the choice belt is even an extra 30 damage. More than enough to knock out their Dialga V-Star with the initial 20 damage on it already. So we are looking good. Our setup is way better than our opponent, and they're relying on top deck. If they had Venusaur, Radiant Venusaur, they wouldn't have to worry about that, but you know, it is what it is. That's why Radiant Venusaur is such a great addition to any deck, in my opinion. Let's quick shooting this guy, and we should get a knockout. 2 quick shooting should be enough, and then we're just gonna boss their Dialga. Merciless Blade for a knockout, 250 damage. Nice. That gets us 2 prizes. We still need 3 more prizes to go though, but that shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. And their Zacian V is not knocking out our SAMUROTT VSTAR. If they had Rusted Sword or even a choice belt, they might just be able to. 230. Well, not quite, because they're only dealing 260 damage with their Zacian V. But they're just going to transfer energies from Zacian to Dialga V-Star. They still don't get a knockout because they don't have enough energy stacked to their Dialga. So we got this. We can get another knockout off of this Dialga, just like we did before. Quick shooting. And we're just gonna quick shooting their Bronzong. Yep, there it is. They see no way out. They scoop, and that's game. Good game. All right, on to our last match of the day. We have SAMUROTT V to go into the active spot. We can reserve the Galarian Moltres later on in the game, because that's gonna hit for a lot of damage once my opponent starts getting prizes. We are going up against a single strike Urshifu VMAX build with Umbreon. Alright, let's set up our Inteleon line first. I can discard this, get a Snorlax. We can use Escape Rope, switch into Snorlax, and then Gormandize for our turn. And that should be good, because taking care of this Umbreon I think would be good first. Especially, it can evolve into Umbreon VMAX with the ability that can switch a benched Pokemon into the active spot. So that could be a very dangerous ability to go against. So we should be safe this turn. We can evolve into Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR in our next turn. But we have no way of switching out our Snorlax. They are gonna Marnie though, so okay. That could get us better options, but it could also mess up our hand. But at least we have Snorlax in the active spot. That's gonna help us draw into better cards. Well, we got really good cards from that Marnie actually. So we have Drizzile, we can evolve. I could use Quick Ball, get another Sobble, and then we can use Professor's Research. And my opponent's just gonna set up another single strike Urshifu V. Let's put, because if I put Gape Jawbug Stadium, it's gonna affect our Pokemon. Let me get a Venusaur, get another Hisuian SAMUROTT V. No, I'll get another Sobble. Get another Sobble. Put Gape Jawbug Stadium into play. Evolve Drizzile. And then I could get Evolution Incense. We can evolve into Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR. And then we can use Professor's Research, draw 7 cards. Alright. Nice. Let's get a Drizzile. Can put 1 energy to our Hisuian SAMUROTT. And I mean, I don't want to waste my ability, so I'll just Gormandize for 1. Then we can take care of that in our next turn. So what I could do in the next turn, I could get a Scoop Up Net, get Snorlax out of the active spot. And then we can use Quick Shooting. And we should be able to knock out this Umbreon V. they're just gonna use Mean Look, so they didn't evolve into their VMAX, so that puts it within knockout range for our Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR to knock out. Let's get a Scoop Up Net, evolve into Inteleon, Scoop Up Snorlax, Quick Shooting Umbreon V, and we're just gonna get a knockout. Merciless Blade, 220 damage, getting us our first 2 prizes. Yep, that was a very crucial knockout there, actually, being able to knock out that Umbreon. And now with their Single Strike Urshifu V with no energies, they do evolve into a Houndoom though, so they can accelerate 1 energy to their Urshifu, but 1 extra attachment on their hand is not gonna make a lot of difference, so they can't even attack this turn. If they were able to set up 2 Houndoom lines, that would be different. But with that damage counter on their active, we can actually get a knockout here as well. And we're just gonna save the water so we can heal our basic Pokemon when we set it up. I'm just gonna start building up the damage counter to their Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, because we can still get a knockout. We can actually get a... I can reserve my ability later on, and then hopefully we can get a 1-hit knockout against that Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, because when they attach an energy with Houndoom, that adds 2 extra damage counter to their Urshifu. They have the Scroll of Scorn though, so the more damage you have on Urshifu, you can use that to attack. But we're not gonna get to that point, you know. We should be able to get a 1-hit knockout against this Urshifu VMAX. So right now it only has 310 HP. They're only gonna hit for 50 damage. Alright, cool. So 310. I can use Inteleon, reduce it down to 290, and with the Hisuian SAMUROTT VSTAR's ability, we can bring it down to 250. Right? So Mooncleave Star, now it brings it down to 250, but we're only hitting 220 damage right now. But before that, I'll set up my Moltres first, and then hopefully we get a choice belt. There it is, guys. 250 damage, knocking out their Single Strike Urshifu VMAX for the win. Wow, I can't believe we were able to do that. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.